So there's 10 days left to go on the new Retro Fighters N64 controller. I'm calling it the Retro Fighter 64. 10 days left to go. They're originally looking for $13,000, I believe, and they're pretty close to 150,000 US dollars raised already. I've got mixed feelings on this particular controller. Right now, the internet's gung-ho for this thing. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's ordering it. They have well surpassed their expectations. Right here on the screen, you can see the clear design difference. Basically, the new design is very similar to an Xbox. Instead of your two analogs, you got the C buttons. And they've done some design improvements. They said that they've improved the C buttons. I think they made them a little bit bigger and they've fixed some issues. You can check it out on the Kickstarter. I'm not going to get into detail on the technicals. It's more about the design. That's why people are buying it. Okay, they've got your Z buttons on the side for the bumpers, which solves your problem because on the original design, your Z button was in the middle underneath where your thumb and joystick are. So why would anybody be opposed to this thing? There's a couple of reasons. One is the worry that it's going to be cheaply made. If you've ever bought a cheap Chinese controller off of Amazon or eBay, you'll know what I'm talking about. In fact, I purchased several. I went for the cheapest of the cheap, and I also went for what I would have classified as mid-range cheap, and I'm pretty sure it was the exact same as the cheap Chinese controller, but with some dude putting a logo on it. So just because there's a logo on it, such as Retro Fighters, doesn't mean that it's not some cheap piece of crap made out of cheap piece of crap plastic. They've said in the Kickstarter that it's not going to be cheaply made, and in the fact they even said the question was, okay, well, if this is only $20, is how can you afford to make this only $20? Is it really going to be good quality? And their response was good. They said, well, yes, it is very cheap. However, we're putting it at that price to guarantee that we get funded, essentially guarantee, they're creating hype, they're getting a lot of sales. Because once this Kickstarter is over, it's going to be selling for $29.99 at retail, and it will be in retail stores. And unless you get on the Kickstarter, you're gonna be paying that extra 50% more. They'll be selling it online as well. So it's not a one-time thing. You are going to be able to purchase this one way or another, meaning you don't necessarily have to purchase it right now if you wanted to wait for people to actually do reviews on this thing, and they are going to be building it fairly quickly. However, there's one more flaw here. The original N64 controller, to me, and I've only just recently found out that I appear to be the minority here, but I love that controller. I think the design is perfect. In fact, the design of that controller is kind of what made the N64 so unique, original, so special, which actually improved the system overall. I mean, I love that. It's one of my favorite controllers. I have no problem with that joystick being in the middle of the controller with this weird shape and holding it, with your hand in the middle instead of on the two different sides. I actually like that, and I think the Z button's in the perfect spot. I love playing GoldenEye 007 on it. It's perfect dark. I have never had an issue with that controller. However, there was one flaw with those controllers, and that's where I give the Retro Fighter stick props, being that if you've ever played Mario Party on the original N64 controllers, you will know that those joysticks tend to get loose and essentially break up pretty quickly and dirty up rather quickly. So it's very tough to keep a tight stick on those old controllers, and by switching to this new type of analog, similar to your PlayStation or your Xbox 360, it solves that problem. So that being said, I'm gonna hold off before purchasing one. I probably never will. I really do like the N64 controllers, and not just for the nostalgia. I like the design. Similar to the GameCube controller, it got bashed at the time, but there are many people who consider the GameCube controller design to be the best controller ever made. Well, I'm in a similar camp but with the N64 controller, and I can't be the only one out there who thinks this, okay? I cannot be the only one. So if you know somebody that agrees with me, let me know, because there's no way I'm the only one. So that being said, they've blown all expectations, and they're going to be adding limited edition colors, which I believe will be part of the Kickstarter only and probably will not be sold in store. So if you do want a limited edition color, you've got 10 days left from the time I made this video to order one. I'm not bashing it by any means. Anybody who wants to order one, they're ordering it because they don't like the current design, and or they don't want the loose sticks anymore, loose stick playing Mario Kart 64 just doesn't work. So let me know what you guys think. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be sure to make more videos.